There's a trend going around where women are asking men how often they think about the Roman Empire. I've seen a lot of questions as to why that is. As a man myself who thinks about it pretty often, let me take a crack at it. As young boys, we have a natural interest in action and stories. We fight with toy swords, and when we get a little older, we get into movies and TV shows like Gladiator and the HBO series Rome. But is our interest solely based on childhood nostalgia and action movie fantasizing? Not entirely. One thing that consistently stays in our minds is the massive list of achievements. Several thousand years ago, Roman engineers were building things that sound familiar even to citizens of first world countries today. Examples include running water carried from sources hundreds of miles away, heated floors, elevators, concrete that heals itself, 50,000-seat amphitheaters, and even industrial-sized water mills like the one in Barbegal, France. Another thing that sticks in our minds are the values and personal character of various Romans throughout its history. What kind of men would we have to be to lead our country through a bloody invasion that cost us up to 400,000 men between citizens and allies, and still say we're not finished yet, and even come back to win that war as Fabian and Scipio Africanus did in the Second Punic War? What kind of men would we have to be to face the crisis of the 3rd century with barbarians raiding in the north and Rome splintered into 3 pieces? And not only fight off the barbarian invasions, but defeat the rebellious factions and make Rome whole again as Aurelian did. We also can't help but think of the Roman Empire's legacy. If you live in the Western world, Rome is all around you. More than likely, you either speak a language directly descended from classical Roman Latin, or at least heavily influenced by it. You'll find it in architecture as well, with arches, domes, and columns marking important buildings throughout the West. Rome had a monumental impact on governance in the West as well. George Washington admired and was frequently compared to the 5th century BC Roman statesman Cincinnatus, who was appointed dictator to fight off the Aequians, and after doing so would relinquish his dictatorship and return to his farm. Washington would follow his example over 2,200 years later. Washington stepping down from his position would set the American precedent of presidential term limits. There's a lot more that could be talked about, but I hope this gives some idea as to why men like us think about the Roman Empire as much as we do.